Hey everybody, and welcome to Leia's Lair. Here's our discussion of Disney Gallery The Mandalorian Season 1, Episode 4, Technology. So the episode consists of a roundtable discussion about how they use different technologies to make the sets of The Mandalorian. So it opens up with Jon Favreau talking about how he used different technologies in some of his older films that he did, such as The Jungle Book and The Lion King.
Yeah, so he basically what he was doing was creating these live environments and able to put different backgrounds that weren't just essentially green screens to create actual lighting and different effects.
So the set or room they used was called The Volume, and it basically consisted of these massive LED screens that went all the way around the room, and then there was one on the roof as well, and then the ground was just the normal ground where they would put kind of real world set items for the actors to use. And it was pretty cool to see because it allowed the actors to see everything happening in real world versus having to imagine it themselves, which was kind of cool. And therefore, when they were working in these group shots together, they all saw the same thing, so they could kind of act out according to how the set was versus how they imagined it.
Yeah, so it gives them the ability to sort of react to the same sort of stimulus that you would in the set. You know, instead of having them to all imagine and pretend what is going on with just green screens, they're actually able to see, there's an explosion or something like that. It's going to be projected and they all can kind of react at the same time. And yeah, I think as an actor, that's just got to be, that technology is great. It's you go back to the original movies and they're able to act on these real sets and kind of give that real world feel. So actors are able to immerse themselves. And then as technology got pushed, you get green screens. And then,
harder.
Which is harder. Technology is great for that because you can do so much more. You can go in space. I mean, episodes 1, 2, 3 were all green screen pretty much. And, and it's great. That technology was pushed then. But as an actor, I just can't help but think how hard that would be.
To try and act when you're acting with a green box versus being able to see what it is. But I think for the actors it's beneficial, but it's also beneficial for the directors too, because they can see too what exactly is going on versus having to look at a green box and trying to imagine it, and then someone else is trying to make these effects look real life after the fact. And it's got to be so much harder to do it that way. They were talking about how the lighting was one of the main things that they always had difficulties getting right with green screen because it never looked real world, but they were able to project real world lighting using these LED screens instead.
Yeah, and I mean, now that they're able to kind of do this on set and make those adjustments, I actually think so. Maybe it's more work up front, having to put in all these screens, having to go shoot all the real world locations and all that. But then the post production is not going to be nearly as long as if they have to go in and recreate these things. And that's why I think they can do these series once a year. Something like green screen usually takes so much longer to have to go and put everything in afterwards, and to do 8 episodes, especially such high quality, that's going to take a while. So if they already have people doing all that stuff beforehand, all that prep work, and then they can go in and make their adjustments and shoot it. It's going to make the shooting. It's going to make the shooting a lot faster, I think, and that's why they can probably put out episodes more. And it's just that technology is wild. I couldn't help but think, as an actor, that's got to be so cool.
It's even VR, but not VR. The sets move.
Yeah, it's like one of those when you're in one of those motion.
Totally, the rides or whatever.
Motion rides. So.
I think it's pretty cool too, because you have all these different directors working with this new technology, and now they're going to be able to go out and they're going to be able to use similar technology and teach more people about it.
It's just going to be, it's going to start becoming, that's where the bar has been raised to, and that's going to start becoming standard. They're still going to throw some green screen stuff in so that they can put effects over it, but for the lighting and everything, that's what you want as an actor. And I think that's going to be, it's going to be way better. As an actor, I would love that.
Me too.
Versus green screen. And I couldn't help but stop to think, what if episodes 1, 2, and 3 were shot like this, you know?
Right.
How much cooler, how much, you know, how much better would that have been for everything? You know, that the technology at the time wasn't there, but even George, they were saying George Lucas, like he had these screens in his mind, like he's always 10 years ahead. And so now it's like come to life, and you know.
Totally. And I think Carl Weathers said it pretty cool. He was like, I just felt like I was really in the lava river, you know? Like when we were on the boat, it's like ahead of us was coming closer and behind us was getting farther away. Like it felt like I was really there and I didn't want to fall into the lava.
Yeah, no, I like that was funny, yeah.
The episode I thought was like it was pretty interesting to see how they do all of this, and I really didn't know, like, watching Mando, that it was all just on this like big screen. So I thought it was pretty cool to see how they how the behind the scenes of the episodes kind of was done.
Yeah, to be honest, it's like when I had it in my mind, it was like, oh, like everything looks pretty real. I'm like, oh, they probably just went to real world locations and shot it, or you know, that's really great for a green screen. But yeah, to see it now behind the scenes is pretty cool, pretty magical.
Definitely. And there you have it. Thanks for watching, everyone. What did you think of this episode? Let us know down below in the comment section. And remember to like, share, and subscribe to the channel for more great videos to come. We hope to see you all again in Leia's Lair.
You are not a Jedi yet.